Good morning and happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunitha, along with my two co-hosts, Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler and Kelly from NOFO Endless Summer, we hop on and talk about everything North Fork. And oh my God, it's September and there is so much to talk about North Fork. Last night, I went to the very first Food and Wine Festival on the North Fork, hosted by the North Forker. And since it was the very first one, or what would it be like? And it was just spectacular. It was so fun. I must say, I was pretty surprised at the number of people. Good morning, Kelly. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm so good. How are you? I was talking about
I'm
that.
good.
I ended up going to the Food and Wine Classic by the North Forker last night. And it was great. Being that it was the first one, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what it would be like. I'm shocked at the number of people that were there. I guess in my mind, I thought maybe it would be 100 or 200 people. I mean, I can't count people, but I've seen posts where people are saying there were 1,000 people.
I'm sure
it was so fun, and I'm so glad. It was a little bit pricey, but I figured it's a date night. We'll go out, and I'm so glad that I splurged on the VIP tickets because it had an hour early entry, and so I actually could see what was in the aisles and who was there. Because by the time the general admission opened at 7, it was just a sea of people. But so fun.
Wow. I got offered tickets by like 3 different people, and I was like, I need to lay low. I swear to God, every Thursday I've had an event for like the past 6 weeks, and every Friday morning you guys see me and I'm like a zombie, like a total
I had an offer to go to girls' night this Tuesday, and I literally passed on it because I just had so many things going on. I had to pace myself. Good morning, Tracy. How are you?
Good morning, ladies. Larry from 1760 jumped on. Did he request or not? Oh, he did. Okay.
Good morning. Oh my God, so we have so much going on between the event that I went to last night, and then we the beach cleanup through Greenport Gazette that starts later today, that we need to sort of get moving on that. I can't believe it's September. Are you still on vacation, Tracy?
Look at Tracy's tan.
Well, I'm in the vacation place. I'm just working.
Well, that is your vacation normally. That is so, typical Tracy vacation.
Love it.
Yeah. This is true. But last week I really did get to connect. The babies forced me to do that, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Larry.
Good morning.
Hi, Larry.
Good morning.
Oh my God, we have so much to talk about, but we need to jump right into your food. The foodie in me needs to go right there. So, so Kelly, I know you've been there a few times, right? So give us a little intro.
I've been to 1760 several times. I feel like between the farm stand and the farm itself, and then the farm to plate Sundays, there's always something good going on there. So, Larry, tell us a little bit more about the farm, because I'm sure there's
a lot of history with the farm. Margaret and I bought it back in 2013, and it hadn't been farmed in about 40 years, maybe even longer. So we worked real hard and petitioned the state to have it redesignated as a farm once again. So now we're recognized as a legitimate farm in New York State, even though we're only 4.5 acres. So.
And where are you?
We're right on Sound Avenue, 5412 Sound Avenue. We're between Manor Lane and Church Lane, right on the north side.
So
my neck of the woods.
Over the years, I've seen the progression of it turning into a farm, really, because it's visible from the road. And
correct.
I saw the sign go up one time, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" Because you have a really unique-looking sign, and then a farm stand, and now I see the barn in the back. That you have activity going on, so it definitely has been growing over the years, even visible from the main road.
It's always a transition here. Margaret and I work really hard to make it real country chic and country friendly, inviting. you know, very inviting. She's taken over a portion of the big barn. We've created more like a market in there. So there's dry goods and some produce and some decor and hostess gifts, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we're constantly always evolving.
Somebody said the best grape pie. What's grape pie?
Grape pie was...
That's what Larry's known for, is grape
Grape
pie.
pie is very unique. It originated in, I want to say the Geneva area up by the Finger Lakes, because that's where they grow the Concord grapes. And Margaret and I were vacationing up there, and somebody offered us a slice of grape pie, and it was okay. And the hostess said, you know, Larry, with your background, you might be able to bring this to wine country on the island. It's fitting, even though it's not wine grapes. So that's what we did. And so now, after they press the grapes for the juice, we have the pulp sent down to us, and we have a recipe that we create a pie filling out of. And it's been a hit. We sell an enormous amount.
Wow.
So my description of grape pie, it's like eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich minus the peanut butter in a pie, if that makes
Kelly,
sense.
it makes a lot of sense because I can't tell you how many variations that we made with that. And the crumb topping is made in such a way that it has this like nutty flavor to it to kind of give you that idea of peanut butter and jelly.
Oh my God.
I'm sold.
I've seen the sign
When
for
can we
grape
go?
pie and always wondered what it is. But now that you're describing it as sort of a collaboration, and I don't want to say reuse of the grapes, but what a brilliant idea. I just love it that you're using the pulp from the grapes that are already being grown in the area.
Exactly. It's taking a product and finding a new use for it, you know? So instead of it going towards maybe a vinter or some sort of other food source, we now have to procure thousands of pounds a year in order to keep our production going. You know, it's gotten that popular.
Larry,
Wow.
I don't think we've ever had this many comments from people as we talk about something.
Yes,
So
and
somebody's
honey
saying to
pickles.
drizzle peanut butter, honey mustard,
No,
pickles. We're like
Christina-
trying to get
We've evolved so much.
Yeah. Christina from Treatery keeps saying, yeah. Honey
What is
mustard
she
pickles.
saying, Tracy?
She keeps saying honey mustard pickles,
Yes.
honey mustard pickles.
Oh, see, my favorite from 1760 is the bread and butter pickles. I love those.
We try to
I love
have
them from
unique
there.
stuff, no matter what it is, whether it's a pickle, a pie, a sauce, a dish on farm to plate. We always try to find something unique that maybe nobody else has, or it's our twist on.
Okay, so let me just go back 1 second. So you're a working farm. You actually grow produce as well, because
Yes.
I have seen the farm stand where you're selling stuff that you grow, and then in addition, you also make all kinds of stuff. So give us a sampling of what you grow that we can pick up at the farm stand, and then the
Sure.
long list of things you make that we can buy at the farm stand.
Absolutely. Right now we're finishing up tomato season. We grow about 900 tomato plants. We have about 11 different varieties. And because they're so unique, you know, chocolate cherries and German stripes and mortgage lifters, you know, people may or may not be used to them. So we explain to them what they are, and we include them in our farm to plate. We grow kales and greens and radishes and leeks and spinach, but people don't know what a purple carrot tastes like. So we take some of the surplus and we'll make carrot cake out of it. And they're like, oh my God, tastes just like a regular carrot. But it spices up the dishes. Rainbow watermelon, watermelon radishes. So we grow a lot of unique produce, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Also, Larry, tell us a little bit about how the farm is
well,
toxin-free.
Margaret and I, back in the day, had a landscape company, and we relied on the physical fertilization and pesticide usage. But when we bought the farm and we started growing food for ourselves, because that's how it started, we decided no pesticides, all natural. We could have gone the organic route, but there are some tools in the toolbox that allow us to use some pesticides, but we chose to go pure. There is absolutely nothing sprayed on this property. That's why there's weeds in the driveway. That's why the tomatoes aren't perfect. The peppers may have a spot on them. It's natural. There's nothing changed. And we find old heirloom varieties, Kelly, that from the 30s, the 1800s, whatever it is, to make it unique.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. There's two things I want to mention. In addition to the really wonderful produce that's grown and all that stuff, there's a whole barn area where you can go and buy like really cute rustic items that Margaret sources. She does an amazing job finding these really cute country little like trinket type signs and things like that. So you don't see that from the road. But in the barn, if you go in there, you can find so many cute things. And then there's also the she shed, which also is
she took over that.
Larry, that is stocked with soap and all different great stuff. So in addition to the produce, there's lots to get from the farm itself. And then I want you to take it away with farm to plate, because you can't go without mentioning farm to plate.
Well, as far as the barn and the decor and stuff, we realized early on people were stopping in on their way to visiting a friend or relative, and we're looking for like a hostess gift or maybe a little decor to remember the area. So Margaret has a fabulous team. I want to say about 75% of what you see in that barn is put together by her and her team. You know, she'll buy all the components, but it's really an artistic flair to match the dried flowers with the rustic wood and so on and so forth, you know. The she shed started out as the original farm stand, and that quickly got taken over by Margaret and her team. And she came to me one November, about 2 years ago, and says, I need more room for Christmas. Christmas is very big at the farm here. We're very, very holiday spirit. And what I thought was going to be maybe a 10 by 10 area evolved into almost half the barn, you know. But
and it's gorgeous. Like literally, picture a beautiful rustic barn just like covered head to toe in beautiful Christmas decor everywhere the eye can see. So if you haven't been there,
Larry, I feel like we could talk to you a whole hour, but I also feel like we need Miss Margaret to be here for a whole other hour.
I know.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah.
Agreed. She's getting a lot of comments in here.
So I want to follow up on something you said, Larry, because I think you're taking it a step farther. I know Sangli, when they do their CSA, a lot of people show up, not really, including me, not recognizing what some of the produce is. Kohlrabi, for example, right? I love it. It looks great, but I don't know what to do with it. And it sounds like what you've done is taken some of the stuff you're growing and then making a food presentation and offering it ready to go to be eaten.
Exactly.
Am I understanding correctly? Is that
exactly.
what the farm to table is?
Yes, 100%. That's the whole premise of farm to table. I feel that so many questions on how do you use testing kale and what does this taste like? And it was just a brainstorm. Well, maybe I ought to just do a farm to plate and actually cook it so you can taste it. You know, and if you like it, you buy it. And we started in the kitchen, which is fully certified, and that's where we do all our prep work. But then it evolved, like everything else around here. We now have an outdoor kitchen. So every Sunday, you can see myself and a guest chef taking, whether it's heirloom tomatoes or potatoes or leeks, and being creative with it. You're not going to find a hamburger or French fries here, to be quite honest with you. But you're going to find a garlic scape crostini. And you never had garlic scapes before, and now you can taste it. And so now that's the whole idea, is that you can taste it, and you can go into the produce area or the farm and purchase it. We started with tomato confit. We had so many cherry tomatoes, I developed a tomato confit. And everybody's like, what is that? So on Farm to Plate, cavatelli pasta, tomato confit, wonderful, wonderful pasta summer dish. And that's a big hit.
Wait, so Larry, you said
every Sunday.
Every Sunday,
and we go all the way to Christmas.
Oh my God!
Until it sells out. Until it sells out. So Tracy, just FYI.
Correct.
Yeah, it starts at 12 and it's only until it's gone. And it's
I'm here with
until 4.
I'm here with a bunch of foodies, and I know for sure we've got to take them.
So the other thing is every Sunday you have. So let's talk a little bit about the chefs you have on, because I was frankly not surprised, but pleasantly surprised, if you will. I know you had Ursula from Dessert Chocolate on, and I'm thinking she does chocolate, you're a farm, but it looked like such an amazing collaboration. So tell me a little bit more about that.
It's great. The guest chefs, you don't have to be a schooled or an accomplished chef. You just have to have a legitimate source, you know, whether it be certification in food handling, whatever. But for example, we use Ursula, okay? She is known as a chocolatier. But if you go into her background, she's an accomplished pastry and sous chef that has worked in Michelin star restaurants, okay? Upcoming this month, we've got Christina from the Treatery. Again, she has a background in restaurants with our whole family. So she's going to bring her flair and her family background. We work with Aki Goldberg from East Quogue. She hits upon the vegetarian, the vegan, the gluten-free. She's from Belgium, so you get that European flair. My son has even joined the ranks. He's a self-taught pitmaster and smoker. So he went and got his certification. So now we basically have a repertoire of 3, 4, maybe 5 chefs. So it's different every week. It can, sometimes the chefs do follow in succession. Other times it's a new chef every week.
The other thing I love about Farm to Plate is that they're not massive plates. Like Larry said, it's for you to taste something and say, oh, wow, I never had that before. And now I either want to buy the produce and try and cook with it myself, or I want to get the jar
Correct.
or the whatever Larry has made with it and bring it home and use it at home. So you're getting these really great small plates, and that means you can have multiple.
That's the idea,
which
is to
really
have
nice.
shareable plates, small plates. It really wasn't meant to have a big, hearty meal, okay? Don't get me wrong. We do have full meals where we have a meat, a side, and a couple of sides, you know? But most of our plates, most of our dishes are set up that you get the taste of the flavor, you feel full, but you're not overly full. So it allows you the opportunity to continue tasting. We've had people sit here for 3 hours and taste the entire menu, you know? It's very interesting.
Yeah, I think every time on the show we talk about this. We need a NOFO Live on location. You know, just
come on down. Come on down to location. Yes. Let's do it.
Well, we should do a NOFO Live on location at Farm to Plate. It's an ideal spot. It's very calm.
I would love that.
We have so many places to be. We just need to. I need to go on a diet, but I guess after.
I'll tell you what. Anita. You ladies want to come down and do a host here at the farm? I'll serve you coffee and pastries, okay? And we'll have a wonderful Norfolk Live session. Oh, okay.
Before you said you needed a certified chef thing, I was thinking, what about home chefs? Maybe the 3 of us can come in there and make our
well, to be honest with you, I've had applicants that I've passed on, okay? Because social media is something.
Larry, pass on you 3.
No, you can watch that idea. Let me tell you something. I'm not. I've never been to culinary school. I'm a chef from Hard Knocks. Okay, I can't make a meatloaf to save my life. But Miss Margaret, people will travel hundreds of miles to eat her meatloaf. Okay, she makes a fabulous roast chicken. Wow. I can't replicate it. Okay, I can make you chicken piccata, but I can't make a simple roast chicken. So, you know, home chefs, you know, private chefs, they're all welcome. But like I said, you know, I vet them. A lot of it is through social media. You know, I've had people, oh, yeah, I can cook this. Okay, how's your plating? What are your ingredients from? You know, because farm to plate, every chef has to use something from the farm. Okay, whether it's herbs, whether it's a combination of vegetables, has to be ingredients from the farm. That's what I'm a stickler about, you know. And I've had people want to come and do fish and lobster. It's not really what the farm is about, you know. We do have some of those types of things, but that's not the mainstay. Does that make sense?
So, Sunita, I have a very quick way for us to get our food handlers permit. So let's offline about this, and then we could reapply.
Food taster permit. I'm good with that.
Anytime, Sunita. Anytime.
Sunita's like, I like to be on the food.
There you go.
I don't want to be on the
side, and I'll take pictures, and and I'll be like, ooh, that looks really good.
I can always use an extra food critique. You know, you and Miss Margaret get along fabulous.
I can already tell. From the minute we started talking about it, and I can't even read the comments that are coming in because they're scrolling by so fast. But I can't believe that I passed that farm in my life maybe 1,000 times and I haven't stopped and talked to Miss Barbara and you. So I'm going to rectify that quickly.
Yeah.
You should.
The other thing about Larry that's wonderful is every time that I go there or just stopping by, he says to me, "Oh, I have this cooking right now. Do you want to taste it?" And then he's not the type of chef that's like, "Hey, that was great, right?" He's like, "What did you think of that? Do you think it, does it need this? Does it need that?" So he really does listen to your critique and what you have to say. So it's really nice knowing that there's a chef out there that's willing to take feedback, which I love,
that's the whole thing is I want to know, is the portion size right?
Larry,
What, Tracy?
Tracy's reading something, I think.
Yeah,
You reading
I want to recognize that Karen Moran had said earlier back that Larry has put the human back in humanity, which says a lot.
Oh, what a compliment.
Yeah.
We try to be good humans here. We try to have good morals and ethics. We enjoy family. We are a small family. It's a family farm, of course, a family business. So yeah, it's not out of our wheelhouse to take an extra effort to help someone or be kind or spend a few minutes with a child that's interested in something. Let Patrick climb all over my tractors,
We love it at the farm. My kids are always like, "Can we go see Farmer Larry? Can we go see Miss Margaret?" And I'm like, "Sure, let's pile in the car because I know I'll get some goodies out of it, and you guys can see the chickens, and it's great."
That's awesome. I don't know what.
Well, it sounds like you.
Go ahead, Tracy. Sorry.
I was going to say, it sounds like you embody exactly what the North Fork is about. I'd love to hear more about your thoughts on the North Fork and your favorite spots, and kind of tell us about how you guys landed there, because you said you bought the farm. So where did you come from?
I'm a transplant out here. I've been out here about 38 years. I moved up from Sound Beach, not that far away. I met my wife, who is from the area. She grew up in Southampton and lived right in Jamesport. Met her in the restaurant business, actually. Okay, and then we were friends, and it evolved, and then we became business partners, and it's a wonderful story. But that's how I came to be here in the North Fork. And like I said earlier, Margaret and I had a landscaping company, still have it, but our son is taking on more responsibility. But we wanted to expand that to growing. And we bought the property with the intention of having greenhouses to grow for our landscape clients. And unbeknownst to us, this farm, there's something special about it. It just started to take on a life of its own. Whether it's a young person that's just looking for a second start and a job, or 6 chickens evolving into 150, rescuing goats from a meat market, going from 20 plants to 2,000, it evolves and takes on a life of its own, Tracy. So that's how I came to the North Fork.
It evolves if you're open to receiving all of that the North Fork has to offer. And it sounds like
100%.
It made me chuckle a second when you said you're a transplant and you've been here 38 years. And we're all transplants. The fact that 38 years, and we talk about this often.
38 years and you still haven't earned that North Fork
Travis has.
resident
Travis is
title.
born and bred, yeah. But the whole premise of the farm, it does date back to 1760. So the house and barns literally are 260 years old. And Margaret's from a farming family over in Southampton, and we enjoy history, but we see too much history being bulldozed. In the 30 years I've been here, I can't tell you how many changes in historic homes and properties and families, whatever it is. We're just trying to hang on to let people know that the North Fork really isn't a winery or a bouncy house or an amusement park. There's more than just the beaches and the serenity, and there's a lot of history here, and that's what Margaret and I are really trying to showcase. Handmade goods, small farm operations, small family business.
Well,
you
it
do a
sounds
great
like we
job
could
of
talk
it.
to you
Thank
forever.
you, Trace. What else can I tell you?
It sounds like we could talk to you forever,
Should,
Larry. But
should we
if you were
quiz
going to take
Larry?
us,
Should we give
yeah,
him the
if you
quiz?
were going to take us out to lunch or dinner, where would you take us?
One of my favorite spots that I found really consistent that Margaret and I like is on the docks in Aquabar. Okay, but I wouldn't take you there. I wouldn't take you there on a Friday night. I'd take you there on a Wednesday. Okay, you get a seat by the window, wonderful marinas, good food, and I like that they use local products, whether it be the oysters or vegetables or greens, and it listed right on the menu. You know, so that would be my choice to take you out to dinner. You know.
Larry, you've been holding
And
out
I
on
was
me.
going to
You
say,
didn't
I've
tell
been
me
here
about
so
this
many
place,
years,
and
and
I've never been
I'm
there.
self-proclaimed foodie, and that's a place that I haven't been off, and embarrassed to say
Ah,
I've heard off. So I'm going to look back.
okay. Well, I'll tell you.
Yes.
Well,
Cena and I
we
will go
can
to
walk
lunch.
there from my. We walk there from my parents' house. So Larry, I will meet
So
you
you
there.
know,
Oh my
Tracy.
gosh! So Tracy, you've been?
Good.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Well,
You've
we'll have to
been,
get
right?
together and
Yes.
we'll have dinner.
Yes, we go by boat also.
What
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
So now, Larry, if you were going to a brewery or a winery, what's your top choice?
I'm an old-fashioned guy. Palmer. Palmer's been my favorite vineyard for years. You know, the Massoud family has bought Palmer. Palmernock Vineyard is now the sister. Both great vineyards. But I like Palmer. Nothing better than sitting on the back porch, glass of wine, listen to a little bluegrass, okay? Maybe catch a sunset. But that's my vineyard. That's my favorite vineyard.
Okay, so so I guess the next question, follow-up would be, do you get a sunset on the farm, or do you drive someplace to catch one, or a sunrise? What's your preference?
Iron Pier Beach.
Mm.
Iron Pier Beach. It's a unique little spot on the North Shore. Great for catching a sunset. Great for catching bluefish off the beach. It's got a little playground, so it's got a little something for everybody. But that would be my favorite spot for like a sunset. You know, when I had more time, Miss Margaret and I would grab a bottle of wine and go sit on the beach and maybe throw a rod in the water. You know.
One of my favorite sunsets that I've captured, and I guess pro tip, go in winter to Iron Pier because it literally does freeze with the icicles and it was just the stunning pictures that I captured. It was really cold, and I barely ran out of the car, took off my gloves, and took the picture and got back in. But it was stunning.
Nice. Yeah. Can we even ask Larry what his favorite farm stand is?
Well,
is that like a
because
allowed?
you know, I thought about this. I thought this might come up, so I thought about this. I don't have one in particular, but I like the little roadside farm stands, okay? Because that's how we started. Was just a table, okay? And I was so enamored when somebody bought my first bunch of basil, okay? So to kind of pass it forward, I may need something, may not need something. You know what I mean? Just the little roadside stands. We're all trying to do something. How's that?
Wow. Well,
that's very sweet.
Larry,
very North
you
Fork.
completely embody what the North Fork is about. I feel like I know when I show up at your farm, I'm going to walk right up to you and give you a big giant hug.
Absolutely.
It's just you're such an open, welcoming person, which is exactly what the North Fork is about. So we always wrap our show with the last question, which is, why do you love being a part of the North Fork community?
It's a sense of family. You have to have a commitment to live here, because when you live here 4 seasons. So you have to have a sense of community. I have that. I've been active in volunteer organizations. My wife has done fundraisers. So in order to live here 12 months out of the year, you have to enjoy and have to have a sense of community and family. Family's big out here. Family roots run deep on the North Fork. Even though I'm a transplant after 38 years, the roots that I put down here run deep. So that's my take on it.
Oh my.
Love you too, Cal.
Love you,
Oh my
Larry.
God! Thank you.
Sunita, Tracy.
It's been
Thank
such
you
a pleasure.
so much for coming on, and thank you for creating a table where the family can gather and have Sunday dinners, because that's been my fantasy forever, that my kids that are scattered everywhere will come home for Sunday dinner. Now we have a place to go.
Sunday suppers. Remember growing up, Sunday suppers? Same thing.
Great.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was a big communal table, 16 foot long. People like, where should I sit? Make new friends. It's Sunday supper. Okay.
Sounds good. So watch out for the
Wonderful.
future segment of a NOFO live table, you know, where you can come join us for a Sunday supper.
Yes.
Love
Thank
it.
you, Larry.
Love it. Let's do it.
Sounds like
Let's
a
do
plan.
it.
We look forward to part 2 of this.
Happy Labor
Thank you
Day,
as well.
everybody.
And Margaret coming back.
Oh
on again.
yes, happy Labor Day
Yeah.
weekend.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
Margaret's on now.
We'll get her on. Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Say hi to Miss
Bye.